Hello, folks. Now, what I actually was doing here was I was putting Master Shredder's livestream into a playlist, and I found this from 2 years ago. Now, this would give you an indication of what happened between myself and Cecil the first time. And at this stage, 2 years ago, I didn't know Master Shredder, but he made this live stream called Life After Life. You're a class act and don't need to apologise to Cecil. What happened there was I wrote a comment on one of Cecil's videos, and what happened was instead of what I expected a normal person to do, and that was to interact with me in the comments and debate over and back, he got salty and stood in his kitchen or whatever and done a live stream calling me every name under the sun, mocked the way I talked, my messed up teeth, said I was fat, all this kind of stuff. And back then, 2 years ago, I wasn't as strong and I hadn't got as thick a skin as I have now. And it actually did affect me for a number of months, where I was on paranormal locations and I wasn't actually being on camera. I stayed behind the camera because I didn't want to be on camera. That's how Cecil actually affected me. And it's funny enough, I mentioned today about round two, my falling out with Cecil in round two. You know, and I said that anybody that was that's vulnerable in society, stay the hell away from Cecil. And the reason why I say that is because I know firsthand what it feels like to be attacked in this kind of way. But this is Master Shredder reacting to the whole situation. Now, I have to acknowledge too that order of magnitude was in the chat, and backed me up 100% as well. And the first time I tried to record this, it got all jumpy and that. So I'll try and show order of magnitude's chat comments afterwards. And then I left a comment on this video as well. Now, at that stage, I didn't have a separate channel to, talk about Cecil or anything like that. I wasn't even into that. So let's play.
Hey guys, this ain't gonna be a real long one. Just doing a little bit of work right here. I wanted to talk about just a couple of things. I caught a little bit of Cecil's last upload. Apparently there was a paranormal researcher that made a comment regarding the way Cecil keeps his guns and the lockbox and all that. And of course Cecil had a bunch of stuff to say about the guy, and then the guy came back over and defended himself, and it looks like they made peace in the end, which is whatever. But the first thing I wanted to say was Cecil accuses this guy of speaking in broken English. If this guy clearly is from Europe or the UK, Cecil, what language do you speak? English. Where is this guy from? Europe. So we get our language from from his origins. Okay? So if anything, you speak broken English. You definitely speak broken English.
Yeah. You mentioned there that I made peace. You see, back then I didn't want to get into confrontations with people. That was not my intention in that. I thought I was going to have some dialogue between myself and Cecil, But that didn't happen because that's not the way Cecil works. You know, if you say something that Cecil doesn't agree with, he's going to make an excuse to make a video about you. You know, and that's the way it was. But you know, I was focusing on my paranormal stuff. Now this is 2 years ago. I was focusing on my paranormal stuff. I wasn't talking about Cecil. Didn't know who Master Shredder was. And when Master Shredder made this video, I was very grateful, and it was heartfelt because somebody like that stood up for me and that after getting attacked and stuff. You know, and Order of Magnitude done the same. You know, um, that you know, my channel had nothing to do with what's going on now with Cecil and stuff. So you know, for these people to stand up and that, it just shows how good the community is. You know.
Yeah, and he said London, France again. Cecil, that's two different places, buddy.
I didn't think London, France was that, you know, has been going on for that long. But Cecil to this day still talks about London, France. He's reacting to Order of Magnitude's chat there. I couldn't bring up the chat because the computer was buffering and stuff like that. But I'll bring up the chat after I finish with this, you know.
You are the one, Cecil, that speaks broken English. We get English from the English. We're English. You're English. I know you don't think it, but you are.
Oh, I'd like to remind people that I will put the playlist that I put together. I'll put it at the end of the video. Now it is completely unfinished. There's you know, maybe about 15-20 videos there. There's lots more I have to put on, so you know, just bear with me with that.
Let me see if I can remember the name of this guy's channel that he was talking about.
Order of Magnitude's going to tell him in the chat.
It was Life After Life Productions. Order, have you ever heard of this guy? I just wanted to tell him he doesn't have to apologize to Cecil.
And I did, because I didn't want to get into a confrontation. I thought we were going to have dialogue in the comments, you see. So, you know, if I upset the guy, I was sorry about that. So that's why I felt I should apologise. Now, Cecil did apologise. I'm going to say that. He did apologise. You know, but later I thought about it, and I reckon the only reason he apologised was, you know, the community was putting pressure on him, and that. So, but you know, it was further down the line when I realised that Cecil treats other people like that. And when I seen somebody else getting treated like that, I says, I'm withdrawing my apology. This is war. You know, I don't accept your apology anymore. I'm withdrawing that, and I have a right to do that. When I seen Cecil, when I found out that this is kind of Cecil's behaviour and that, I was pretty annoyed by the way he treated somebody else. So I says, I'm not doing, I'm withdrawing the apology. So at this time, I, had apologised. He did apologise to me, but I reckon it was kind of to take the pressure off him in some sort of way. But I think the only reason why he was sorry is because he had pressure being put on him. So that's basically it, like.
He really doesn't. Cecil drags every single person He makes a big deal about every little comment he gets. Yes.
I wasn't aware of that. I didn't realise that Cecil, you know, would stand in his kitchen ranting and raving about every comment that he gets that actually criticises him or questions him in any way or doesn't agree with him, sort of thing. I wasn't 100% familiar with all of Cecil's behaviours. Now, I was familiar with some of it to order of magnitude and that, but I wasn't. At this point, I didn't bring up the kid thing because it wasn't about the kid thing, if you know what I mean. And I didn't have enough information to speak on it. Yes, I got information from order of magnitude, but I wanted to look into it myself and make my own mind up before I made a choice in talking about that. But I did see these other behaviours in that, so I was commenting on the other behaviours rather than the kid thing, because I didn't want to step in doo-doo and accuse somebody of something they didn't do if they didn't do it. So I had to do my research before, research for myself, and make up my own mind. And that's where I am today. I've done my research. I know that the confession video is what he said, basically. you know but this particular argument had nothing to do with the kid thing. It was something to do with guns or the paranormal. Shredder said it was something to do with guns.
Sam, he seemed like a good guy. I felt bad for him. He's making a legitimate comment. Cecil has a comment section for people to leave comments. But anytime he receives, I will order, anytime he receives any kind of a comment that he doesn't agree with, it's a big deal and this person's a troll.
I wasn't aware of it fully at the time, but I did learn my lesson, But you see, this is Cecil calls us all haters and that. Here's this man, Master Shredder, who doesn't even know me, standing up for me, and I was very grateful for that. It's a good community. People stick by each other, and yeah, it's good. And the thing is, Cecil at the moment, at this moment in time, has nobody behind him because he's caused trouble for whatever community he's been in. He's been causing trouble, especially with women. And the similar behaviour that, the name calling and stuff like that. That's something we don't do. You could have a very, very heated argument with somebody. When you get personal, you just cross the line. It's a kind of an unspoken rule between all of us. Across YouTube, not just here in this community, but in everyday life. You just don't call people. You don't attack people with their appearance when it's got nothing to do with the actual argument. So at the time, I didn't want to get into a confrontation, and I apologized for upsetting him or whatever, and then he apologized to me for the things that he said, and at the time I accepted it. But further down the line, I would draw my apology, and I would draw accepting his apology because I knew it wasn't genuine.
Not everybody's Master Shredder, Cecil. And all you're doing is limiting people's voices. It's just ridiculous, man. But whoever this guy is, I just wanted to let him know that you don't have to apologize to this guy. He's a clown.
Yeah, I wasn't fully aware of that, though. That's the thing, And I certainly learned my lesson. But, the reason why I told people that anybody that was in a vulnerable state to stay away from Cecil is because I know firsthand how that kind of attack could affect you, you know? You know?
Ooh, this has some different kinds of light bulbs. Ah. Ah.
Shredder's always on the go, isn't I?
I'm changing some light bulbs for my special lady. Let's see here. But I don't know. I'm gonna check out your last post order. There's something else I wanted to say, but I can't remember right now. It's just that Cecil contradicts himself so much. He is incapable of making a knowledgeable argument about anything.
Yeah, I mean, like, you can't get into dialogue like a normal person. You know, as I says, you don't get personal like that. You know, it can affect. You know, especially if you're on the internet and you don't see a person. You know, what you say can hurt a person, and it actually did hurt me. I tried to hide it in that, but I kept avoiding being on camera for about 6 months, on and off, kind of thing. And that's the effect that it has on people, you know. I have grown a thicker skin now, and the thing is, I did cover the video where he called me every name under the sun the second time, and you know, I was laughing through it and taking the piss because, you know, Cecil, you know, just exposes himself an awful lot in the way he behaves and stuff like that. But, you know, now I have an awful lot thicker skin. And the thing is, it is Cecil. This is what Cecil does, you know, and you have to learn too that even though Cecil can be vile and call you every name under the sun, it should be swept under the carpet because it's actually Cecil. You're not the problem, it's actually Cecil. This is the way he behaves, which is not the way normal people behave, you know? So, you know, as I says, if you're a vulnerable person, stay away from confrontation with Cecil altogether if you can. But if you do get into a confrontation, just know that you're not the problem. Cecil actually is. You know, he shows a pattern of behaviour throughout the years. I mean, like, this is flipping 2 years ago, like. Nothing has changed in that line, you know?
And it's embarrassing, man. He gives people in the paranormal community a bad name. He gives people that live in the United States a bad name. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, like, in the paranormal community, yes. Because, you know, the way Cecil, Cecil doesn't have a clue about the paranormal. He doesn't have a clue about ITC. Yes, he watches TV shows and copies them. And he hasn't learned over the years. He's been doing ITC on YouTube longer than me. Now, the reason why I know a bit about ITC is because I done ITC in my late teens with a science teacher, and it was not the same ITC as we do now with scan radio or whatever. It was through static from radios. So I'm not unfamiliar with ITC kind of thing. So yeah, he is embarrassment. He is an embarrassment to the ITC field, because what Cecil wants out of the paranormal is he wants views. So that's why he clout chases off celebrities and stuff like that. I think order of magnitude brings it up in the chat there, and I'll bring up the chat after I'm finished here, because I couldn't bring it up at the same time because it starts buffering and stuff.
Give me 1 second. Oh, come here, Gunny. Come here, Gunny. Sergeant Gunny, come here, bud.
Nice dog, eh?
This is my best buddy right here. What are you doing?
Cool.
He's a good boy. So, Order, you know who Sam is. You know this guy's channel. They didn't need to apologize, but they were very good. Yeah, I could tell he was super professional. He was a
Order actually wrote a comment on one of my videos, saying that I didn't need to apologize. I think I might have made a video apologizing or whatever on my channel at the time, and I was saying I didn't mean to upset anybody or anything like that, and Order says you don't have to apologize to Cecil. And then after all of this made me look into Cecil more, and now I know a lot more about him and that, I mean, like, this may not have happened if these incidents didn't take place. I wouldn't have this channel if these incidents didn't take place. Oh, by the way, we hit 100 subscribers today, so massive thanks to the community. I mean, like, it's a good community, and the engagement I've been getting on videos has been pretty good. I mean, like, people that comment and people that are part of the community, it's very important. Just as much as it's important for people to put out videos and stuff like that. The people that are in the comment section giving their feedback, that's really important too. And, thank you very much.
The class act. And I could tell that he's never ran across the likes of Cecil before.
I did have a falling out with another paranormal group, and it was kind of dealt with I was kind of caught in the crossfire. It was something to do with a podcast, and things were said, and it upset this paranormal group and stuff like that, and they went live around Christmas time, and one of them was drunk, the other guy was really upset. The other guy was saying, I just want to do my paranormal stuff, I don't want to get involved in this drama, so I don't know why this is happening or whatever. And if there was anything I said, I felt like, if you're upset with me in any way as part of this, I apologise and that. But I waited until the dust settled and then I apologised, because I didn't want to be carrying around this guilt or whatever, because the guy was visually upset and stuff like that, and they accepted my apology straight away. And said, "Oh no, that was a long time ago. Don't worry about it." And that I says, "Well, I was carrying it around in my mind, and I have to say sorry just to offload it because I'm not carrying it around with me. I don't like upsetting people. Yeah, I might be pretty harsh nowadays and curse and swear and stuff like that, but it's Cecil we're talking about here. Cecil has no problem, behaving the way he does, and I know him by now, and I've no problem talking the way I do. But back then, and even now, I don't like upsetting anybody. But when I take a special exception when it comes to Cecil, for obvious reasons, like.
Cecil, it's funny to me how you claim that you're not about drama, you're not the drama community. Dude, you are the epicenter of drama. That's all you ever talk about.
It's funny. This is 2 years old, and I recently said that he calls us the drama community, but actually he's the drama community. Well, he's not a community because he's on his own, but he's the one that causes all the drama. He is a drama channel, and sometimes you would see that he would do beats or whatever, or talk about Tupac or Biggie or whatever, and then he doesn't get the views that he expects on those kinds of videos and that. Next thing he turns it back to drama, and the views go back up again to his 70 or 100 or whatever. Every so often he just, without warning, he just picks on somebody and they haven't spoken to him in a while. You know what I mean?
You can't help yourself. What have you eaten? What have you eaten? He's the epicenter.
Yeah, the reason why Cecil's the epicenter of drama is because instead of trying to make things better, he's got the art of making things worse. And he hasn't learned over the years. We're talking, this video is 2 years old. I mean, the behaviour was like that then. It's still like that now.
Cecil, your English is the worst. I guess he speaks Ebonics, a very broken Ebonics. Oh man, I know order. I'm sorry.
Cecil took the piss out of me. Sometimes I have a speech impediment and stuff like that, and I hem and haw and say things like and stuff like that, and I sometimes speak slowly, but Cecil often trips over his words also, like, it wasn't that long ago when he called out somebody for tripping over their words. A bigger channel than him, and maybe he was clout chasing and that, but we called him out on that. And then when it suits him, he's got a speech impediment. So, there's all these different kinds of fucking behaviours. It's a big problem,
Sorry about Jack. My heart goes out to you guys.
Jack was, I think, order of magnitude's dad's dog. Yeah, I remember that, you know.
Yeah, this is Gunny. He's 1 year old today. Got him a year ago today. He's a good boy. He's my best buddy. But we'll see. We'll see what old Cecil has to say.
Yeah, but you know, after all of this, and it was some time later where I withdrew my apology, you know, and before I started the channel, I started an account called Paranormal Pigeon, and I was kind of interacting with Cecil over and back there, you know, and I was able to ask questions and that. And I eventually got blocked for asking too many questions that he didn't like to answer and shit like that. And when he blocked me, I says, right then, damn it, I'm going to start up a channel. So that's where Robert Did It channel came in. And then I kind of got locked out of that because I couldn't remember my password. And I started this channel, you know, 11 months ago or something like that. So
I just don't like it when Cecil thinks he's in the right, because he's not.
Cecil has to be in the right. Everybody else has to be in the wrong, you know, in all, in all occasions. You know, we've learned that over the years.
And that Jack guy, you can tell he runs a good platform that really doesn't want any drama in his life.
He got tripped up with call. See, he read the comment of order of magnitude and Jack the dog and that, and now he's called me Jack.
I just wanted to let him know you don't have to apologize to this guy.
Yeah, well, I withdraw the apology.
But I'll be back on today. Give me a little bit. I'm going to finish up here. Head back to Covington. All right, guys.
Thank you very much. You know, I thought, you know, that was an awful nice thing to do. You know, an extremely nice thing to do. I wanted just to acknowledge that there was comments which may not come up. They don't seem to want to come up, but order of magnitude was, you know, inside that 9.5 minutes, order of magnitude was interacting in the chat box there. So shout out to order of magnitude on that. Now here is my comment. Hi, I apologised for jumping to conclusions and he apologised for the name calling. That's why we sort of made the peace, to be honest with you. You know, he apologised, I apologised. I apologised first. I spoke to Cecil before in relation to a situation we all know about it. So I did comment on that, but not in this occasion. But I won't go into that. Maybe today Cecil will reflect on his methods of defence with name calling if the other person hasn't resorted to that. Yes, I was hurt also with remarks about my appearance, as I've shied off camera often lately because of confidence issues. But I really don't want to this incident used as a weapon. I really don't. I think it was resolved in a proper way, and hopefully we can reflect and learn something from it. I don't want to talk about the other issues, as today wasn't about that. You know, that was me trying to make the peace. You know, and then I discovered that Cecil was behaving like that with other people, and I seen a lady getting name called on Cecil's live stream, and I says I'm not, I'm not putting up with this. You know, he was sorry for his behaviour, but he behaves the same way with other people, and I said fuck that, no. I understand, I respect the way you handled him. It's just upset me the way he was treating you. No one deserves to be spoken to that way. No one deserves to be spoken to that way. Many blessings, sir, and have a good day. That was Master Shredder's reply. Now, Marcy, who's in my community on a regular basis, and I think comments on nearly all my videos, this is 2 years ago. And Marcy replies to my comment here, Billy, this is not the end of Turtle. Turtle is Cecil, by the way. Turtle ending everything with this guy. I first hand know how I felt being called names and told degrading things about his looks. I've been there. I was called so many real bad, disrespectful names a woman could be called. Besides saying I was ugly. Turtle is going to hold the grudge for a later date. The reason why I'm reading kind of badly is because the screen is far away from me. He's good for that. He's done it me and so many others so many times. His best thing to do is not associate with him anymore. Believe me, that's the best thing he could do. I really appreciate that. And I replied to that, so sorry you had to put up with that. You know. And then Marcy says that's why I said he's a liar and fake 100%. Look up a video confessions. It's about what he did when he was 16 to 18 years old, when he was supposed to be babysitting 2 little girls, 8, 9 and 10 years old, in his own words. It makes me feel bad for good people he attacks for no good reason and puts them down in such a nasty bad way. That's why I wrote to you, because I've been there and know how it makes a person feel inside. We are all beautiful people no matter what he says about us. Exactly. Have a great blessed day. I hope you come around more and be our friend. That's a community right there, That's a community right there. Yeah, the comments won't come up. The chat comments won't come up. But order of magnitude blew up this comment section. So, that's basically what happened 2 years ago. And that was the start to all this. And then I looked into the confession and all the stuff surrounding that. I knew about it, but I didn't want to commentate on it until I knew 100%, for definite that things were legit and that the evidence was legit. And I've found out since that the evidence is absolutely legit, no matter what way Cecil tries to twist it or call us liars and all that kind of thing. But that is an example of a community which Cecil doesn't have. Do you know? And he calls us haters and stuff. We are strong, folks. We are very strong. And this act of kindness to a stranger, by the language that Shredder didn't know me at the time, I just thought I would share that because I wanted something a little bit more positive to commentate on today. So, and I just had come across this stream in relation to the first incident I had with Cecil. So, folks, I'm going to leave that one for today and talk to you again real soon. And well done on a very, very good community, kind people, and I'm very grateful for that kind of support and stuff like that. So thank you very much. Thank you very much, Shredder. Thank you very much, Order of Magnitude, and thank you very much, Marcy. It was very, very kind at a time that was kind of difficult, and it was a difficult situation. But yeah, I'll talk to you again real soon.